All right, good evening. Good evening. This place is packed. It is great to see all of you here. You're here for the right reasons. For your kids, for your programs. The group that's behind me is the middle school group, the group that's sitting right over there, the high school group. We've been together since about 9:30 this morning. A lot of these kids have never seen this music before and never sat beside the people that are sitting beside. This has been a glorious day. It's been a great day. And I have to take a little bit of pride with this. My name is Brian Quakenbush. I'm the band director here at Cave Spring High School, and it's been our honor to be able to host this for you. We really enjoy this venue. We love our stages and love our auditorium, and be able to have a little bit of home cooking for my kids and for my students is always a little bit of a joy for me. I need to thank a couple of people that I'm going to introduce some to you so we get this concert going. I need to thank the Cave Spring Middle School Band and the William Byrd High School Band for helping us with some extra equipment. We have 102 middle school kids sitting. That doesn't include the percussion. So there's a lot of kids and a lot of equipment that needed to be used for this. Thank you. I also have a Trident Honor Society. We have some kids who help out, do a little bit of extra effort. It's a high school group. So they've come in and helped me set up after school yesterday, and they'll be helping me tear down some stuff afterward. And also the Cave Spring High School Band is helping us out. Also, of course, the high school administration for allowing us to be able to do this here. Like I said, it's always a little bit easier when we know our facility and how things work. I'll also have to thank the band directors, the middle school and the high school band directors. We've been working together on putting something like this into motion for a couple of months now. And we've got a lot of crafty and really witty band directors that are able to help facilitate that with ease. So I want to thank them as well. So if you can imagine, just a few hours ago, these kids were sitting here, never understanding, never knowing what this music, and never having to work with these great conductors and be able to spend a little time making some music. So this is a sight reading group. So they haven't seen this music before they came in, and immediately started tearing into this. Okay, this is music education at the highest level, guys. So I think you're going to have a great time and enjoying this. The middle school is behind me, the high school right back there. I'm now going to ask Mr. Rick Elliott, he's our music supervisor, to come out to help us with some more introductions. Rick?
Thank you for being here and coming out this evening. The students on the stage have worked very hard, and it is our pleasure to be able to offer this to our students here in Roanoke County. Like Mr. Quakenbush said, this is music education at the highest level. Before we begin, I'd like to have Dr. Ken Nicely come up and say a few words. He's our superintendent of schools in Roanoke County.
Thank you. Thank you for investing your time and coming out this evening and supporting these students and music education. I always say that there's two of the toughest jobs in teaching in a K-12 school system are one, kindergarten teachers, and two, sixth grade band teachers. Because you take folks with a lot of raw material, a lot of potential, and you start to mold and shape it and create something beautiful. So it's always wonderful to hear the music and the development these students have as they learn their craft and become musicians. We look forward to hearing the this evening as well as our high school musicians. Thank you to parents for your invested time supporting these students. Thank you to all the high school and middle school band directors, because they're the ones who get this done and help the students shine in events like this evening. Roanoke County Public Schools, we have 20 years of being recognized as a community that's supportive of music education, and we want to thank you for your continued support, because you are very important to us as a school system, and we try to continue to create students who are opportunity ready and take advantage of all kinds of things that allow for them as they graduate and beyond. So with that, thank you, Mr. Elliott, for your leadership, and the students, we look forward to hearing from you.
conductor of this group is a local band director. He is the director of bands at Andrews Middle School, and he is the assistant director of bands at Salem High School in Salem. This is his 9th year of teaching. He is absolutely fantastic. I believe the students have had a great experience at it. He's kept them engaged and enjoying it. So without further ado, Mr. Thomas Graham.
So thank you all for having me. It's been awesome. These students have been a joy to work with. Like Mr. Winkovich was saying, it's really cool to see students who did not know the people around them at the beginning of today, all of a sudden form relationships and friendships that they may continue going forward. So that's really special. That first piece is a great piece by Japanese composer Naoki Wada called Impulse Power. We're going to continue our program with Ants by Carol Chambers. This piece is based on the tune The Ants Go Marching One by One, which is also known by another name. It's a Civil War era folk tune, When Johnny Was Marching Home. So here it's giving a little bit of a treatment to give you the idea of ants. You're going to hear that played out in a bunch of different varieties of cool progression stuff as time changes. So here's Ants by Carol Chambers. All right, so our third piece on the program is Hope Rises by Fire-EMS Grant. This piece was written right at the end of the COVID lockdown. We started to reemerge back into our everyday lives as close to it as we could possibly get. And so Tyler's thought was to write a piece that kind of evokes that feeling, right? We spent so much time away from others. We were hopeful for a lot of things, right, that were going to come out of that. And so it's a really beautiful piece. It's a good opportunity to work on lyrical playing. Playing lyrically, playing beautifully, playing softly is very difficult for most musicians, but it's a worthwhile pursuit because it's a huge part of being a musician, right? It's building range and depth. And different kinds of music can we create. So this piece offers just that opportunity. This is Hope Rising by Tyler Grant. All right, so before we close out the program, I'd like to offer some thank yous. First of all, thank you to Mr. Quickenbush and the administration of King Spring High School for allowing us to use this space. They've been amazing hosts. Also, thank you to all of the county directors for their hospitality today. This type of event takes a lot of work, from moving chairs and stands to percussion equipment to organizing the music, putting it in the fold, making sure the right folder ends up on the right stand. There are so many logistics to an event. And you know, these Roanoke County band directors are absolutely professional. Great music educators, but also great people. So your students are really lucky to have wonderful role models in front of every single day. And these students on stage have been fantastic. 4 pieces of music and 6 hours of rehearsal is no small task. You can ask them if it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30, I think it was. You can see the faces. There's a lot of this, right? And so it's cool, right, to see the benefit of our work, you know, be able to come together and put together a product like this in such a short amount of time. It's really special. So we're going to finish our part of the program with A Builder's Dream by Adrian Simmons.
This is the high school band, and like the middle school band, they had a fantastic conductor. Barry Tucker has spent 42 years in Roanoke County before retiring a few years back, and he has come back to help us educate more students in our county. He taught at a number of schools, and you can read it in your bio there. But I know that Mr. Tucker had a lot of things going on today, working with the students. I heard one of the band directors say something about room magic with these students, and I think you'll agree when you hear this. Mr. Barry Tucker.
I've had a great time, just a fantastic time. I mean, this has been great. And these people up here are fantastic. Thanks to mom and dad. I know I raised kids. They don't always act the way I want them to or didn't when they were home. But when they're up here in a group, they do a great job. They're very cooperative and they're focused. We laugh and we've got into the details. It's been great. Allow me to tell you a story about the pizza room. Like when I was 20 years old, and I have to say I was a little bit arrogant, maybe a lot arrogant. Came home from break from school as a music major, and my dad said, "Hey, you know, he's trying to reach out. He didn't have a degree in music." And he said, "You know, one of the pieces I like is the Washington Postmarks by John Phillips. What do you think about that piece?" And I said, "Well, it's okay. This is not a great piece. It's okay." And he looked at me and said, "Well, I don't really know that much about music, but I do know this. When I was in World War II, we were outside of a friend's town. I had my men with me, and a lot of them were wounded to the very wall, pretty bad injury. He said that inside the town, some band, we just liberated some city in France, and I don't remember the name of it, but he said some band started playing the Washington Postmarks. And these injured soldiers got up on their feet, and the ones that couldn't march got up and tried to move in rhythm and marched into the city. He says, it might not be a great piece of music, but I always thought music was supposed to inspire you. Isn't that what it's supposed to do? And you got the point across. So we're going to play that piece for you right now, the Washington Postmark by John Phillips Sousa. And the students, when we first played it, didn't think so much of it. But now they like it. Here we go. I'll turn this thing off. If you're a veteran, yesterday was your day. We all appreciate what you've done. If you're a veteran, please stand so we can applaud. Here you go. Thank you all. Our next lesson is on a hymn song of Philip Bliss. And some of you may know the story about the industrialist in 1873 in Chicago. He was a great businessman. He had lots of money. He was really faring very well. And then there was a fire. And his entire business was burned down. And he wasn't sure exactly what he was supposed to do. But he figured out that he couldn't stay here. He had to take his wife and children back to England because there wasn't anything here right now, and they didn't have a way of making a living. So that's where they headed back to. So he put his wife and four daughters on a boat to England. And on the way, the boat collided with another boat, and it went down. The liner went down. And all four of his daughters perished. His wife sent back a telegram and said, "I survived alone." So he lost his business and he lost all of his girls and family. And as he was crossing later on with Mika over there, his wife over there, he came to that spot where the boat went down. And the words to "It is well with my soul" came to him. I'll just read you one verse. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like seas billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to know, it is well with my soul. We talked about that day up here. They all said that they had many times in their life already at the tender age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, even 19, times when they were distraught. But we all know that we have faith, and in the long run, if we have that, we'll get through it. It is well with my soul. One of my favorites. Roanoke County has something pretty special going on. You may not know it because you live in Roanoke County, and this is what you've gotten used to. Dr. Nicely has been supportive of this entourage and all the music since he took office. He's been right behind everybody, and we have this as a result. A lot of good music. But we also have great teachers, and I've watched them chase students around the last day, like, they fix instruments for them just for free, and they take care of them, they make sure they have their lunch, somebody can pay for their lunch, or the band director paid for it for them. They're like surrogate parents. They do so much. And I just watched, and I remember I was one of them, and just great fun to see it. And including, you saw the band directors come in. We're going to play the next piece called Boundary, but before I have them up here, you see those other guys, they're not dressed properly. And then, could I have all the middle school band directors please stand out here, please? Cheers for the band directors. Oh, they're back here. They're sitting there with their arms. Smile back, you're going, right? So the next piece we're playing is called Foundry, and it's really about the instruments that define anything to be a musical instrument. So hence we have the word found, and it's about percussion. So we're going to have them play some of these found instruments, like the bowls. Where are the bowls? All right, these are basic kissing bowls, and my son used to play them when he was 3. Right, so they make sounds. And then there's some metal instruments that we have assorted back there, and they sound like this. This is that. And then we have some wooden instruments. Play those for me. Cool. And there's some cymbals, and they sound like this. What did I miss? Oh, the clang. Yeah. The clang is literally a drum off of a truck, a brake drum. With another instrument on top of it, and it sounds like this. There you go. So who knew they could be instruments? And you'll hear that it's really not, you're not going to go out at the concert humming the song, because it's really not really a melody. There's some chords, and there's lots of subdivided beats with sounds back here from the percussion. And these band directors came to help us out because it requires 13 percussionists, and we only had 8. So I asked them to play, and I saw them go, oh man, okay. But they did. So here we go with Foundry, which is also another name for a factory, right? Where they have lots of things going on and machines going on. So you'll hear things we found, and you'll hear a sound from a foundry. like I said, I've had a great time, and I appreciate the band directors and the administrators of the Roanoke County Schools having this event. Let me be a part of it. And I had somebody ask me if I wanted to go out after work, and I said no, because I'm tired. But it's all good. It's a good kind of tired. We're going to end with, well, I was kind of excited about saying something about Earth and fire, but they've never heard of it. Oh well. Someone else will like it. I encourage you to, I don't know where you're going to find the time, but Google music and the brain, and you'll read about all the things doing this up here does for their brains. And there's research now coming out about how it helps people with Parkinson's disease be able to walk better, and people with Alzheimer's disease be able to function better. And if you stop to think about what they're doing up here, they have this little mark on the page, and in a split second, they have to send a signal to the brain that will tell them which button to press. And when they get there, what's the rhythm I have to play when I press the button? And not only that, I have to move while I play, because when I play the same note the whole time, then I have to decide, am I going to play it soft or loud? And where do I fit into the picture up here? Because I can't play my part without everybody else, and I can't play loud all the time. Sometimes I have to blend into the rest of them, and we have to balance. All that goes into their brain in just a split second. It's got to be doable. And research has shown that when they put electrodes on musicians' brains, that there's more activity taking place up there than ever before anything else they put electrode on, including surgeons. So there's something going on there. Everything's lighting up. They don't know what it is yet, but keep going. Thanks for having me. And here is Earth, Wind, and Fire.